Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and in this video, we're going to be checking out Zidon's Nissan Patrol GQ. Now, if you head over to the link in the description box below, where the mod is listed, you can actually download this thing on mod.io and give it a try yourself if you want to. I have never driven this thing before. All I did was actually spawn it in, drive it around the garage area a little bit to make sure it worked, and then I was like, you know what? I want to get like full first impressions of this thing. Now, there are, I believe, 15 custom liveries, and the guy that actually did the liveries seems to have done a really, really good job. So I'm going to show you guys some of those, and I'm also going to show you guys a lot of the things that you can do with the customization. So let's take it into the garage, customize it, and then we'll take it out for a drive and see what this thing's all about. Oh God, it's really soft in the suspension department. All right, so we've got a few different engine options. We have engine 1, 2, and 3, which gets us up to a B+, which I'm going to go for the full one because that's a B+ is not going to be all that fast, so it'll probably be fairly well balanced. I could definitely see this thing speed-wise being a little bit more on par with standard vehicles in the game. And then we're going to definitely go for the off-road gearbox. Suspension-wise, we've got, suspension-wise, we've got stock, raised, and tuned cut. Jesus. Okay. Raised should be fine for now. Tuned custom looks a little nuts. Oh boy, that's a super swamper. All right. So we do have some custom tire models. Those are 50s. Jesus, dude. Oh my God. You can do the Hummer H2 tires as well, which are really, really good. Mud tires, you actually can do the Tegas, but they clip through the springs, so I don't really want to do them. It actually kind of seems like almost everything clips through the springs in terms of mud tires, which is, oh my God, 47-inch Tega tires. Jesus, dude. That's kind of nuts. All right. What were the custom compounds? There was a 39-inch custom compound all-terrain, which, uh-oh. The wheels are kind of glitched on that one. They don't seem to show up properly. Like, if you get what I mean, like, they don't seem to actually show up properly. Now, I want something that's like semi-decent in mud, so I'll do these 43-inch MHS 2s. And I'm kind of undecided on the suspension. I don't know. I'll leave it as is. I wanted to see it. So we'll do offline winch, and why the heck do we have like a bunch of different diff lock options and they all say engageable? Small roof rack. Oh, I see. It adds the lights. I was like, what does that add? We'll do tall front facing. And we have, what? Oh God. I feel like those weren't quite finished yet. But we'll do that bumper because it looks really good. And I like these wheels well enough. Now, here's where we get to the custom liveries part, because there's a lot of them. You've got a bunch of different camos, you got a bunch of different colors, like, under the liveries. Some of these liveries are, I believe they're from Off-Road Drive, which is an older course-based, trials-based off-roading game, and then some of them are just sort of a little bit more basic. But I really like the one that we had on it earlier, like this one, for example. So we'll leave it there, and obviously there's no interior customization, and he's also stated in the mod.io page that he's still working on the interior view. So let's go ahead and head out to the trails and see what he can do. I'll put the all-wheel drive on. It's definitely not the fastest thing in the world, and I also believe it probably, oh God, okay, so it actually can pull some trailers. That's kind of cool. Like, if you're really into pulling trailers, I mean, you might find something that you want to pull with this thing. Let's change the time just a tad. There we go. Nice and sunny out. Let's see. Oh, I see what he means. So, like, basically, he said that the interior view wasn't fully done yet. And what he meant by that is you're basically just looking out of the top of the dash instead of looking out of, you know, the seat, basically. Like, what would actually be the driver's point of view. Let's get down here through the water, see how it handles that. That's... yeah. It has absolutely no trouble with that. Now, hill climb-wise, I'm sure it'll knock that out of the park, too. What did it just get damaged by? It's a little weird. Now, with this raised suspension, I don't think we'll have any trouble with approach angle, but, yeah, wow, like, no, I didn't even have diff lock on, and over she goes. Yep. That's the only thing about this thing is that it will flip over fairly easily, and I was kind of concerned that it was going to, and that's not necessarily, like, you know, a dig at that vehicle or anything. It's more along the lines of, like, yes, it is a realism-based vehicle, and so by making the suspension that high, you will roll it over quite easily. Hold on. We're gonna get this thing flipped over one way or the other. Yep, yep. Come with me. Oh, jeez. Ha! It's good now. Yep, off we go. Now, I do want to test out the suspension flex, though, on some of these rocks up here, because there are quite a lot of opportunities to test out the flex capability. And I'm thinking that... Here, let's see. It's not going to want to do it on that. Not going to want to do it on those rocks, it seems. What about here? Come on. It's not bad. It's not bad. It could be a little bit... Well, I feel like in lifting it, I probably took away a little bit of that flex capability, but it's still good. It's not bad by any means. Let's turn the diffs off for now. But since we're going to be able to... Well, since we're going to be scrambling through here, we might want them on. Wow, it's not a fan of this, actually. These tires may not be a fan of the rocks, which I completely understand. These are more of a mud tire, and sometimes the mud tires get a little unhappy in rocks, but... Oh, there she goes. Not too bad now. Camera's being a little, like, weird and funky. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. It's pretty dang good. And obviously, it is also a work-in-progress mod, but... Yeah, it actually kept itself upright pretty well through there. I mean, I think that the fact that it was able to keep itself upright through there definitely shows that the center of gravity is placed well. It's not, you know, gonna roll over on you every other second, and it's not gonna try to just pitch on you at any moment's notice. But at the same time, if you get a little, you know, out of hand with it, and you deliberately try to, like, roll it over, it will roll on you. So, as far as mud capability goes, we're going through the shallow mud in high, and it's doing pretty alright. It's not, you know, it's not, like, ripping through or anything, but it's definitely pulling its weight and holding its own. These are really good-looking vehicles. Like, I really, really like Nissan Patrols, and it's such a shame that we never actually got the Patrol in the U.S., and it was sort of limited to the rest of the world, because it was always one of my favorite off-roaders, especially, like, the, you know, the 90s generation ones. They're really, really cool. Let's dive it into some deeper mud and see how it handles that. Oh, wow, yeah, okay. So it definitely has some sort of default game feeling performance in mud, but some people will really, really like that because of that feeling of balance, and I can definitely appreciate that. I can definitely appreciate the direction they were trying to take with this thing, but if you leave it in standard low, chugs right along, and it feels really good, and it doesn't feel like it's going to sink on you. It just is a slower pace, and it's going to do things at a slightly slower pace in environments like this. Now, keeping it in standard low, just kind of walking through this mud now. It feels good. I'm not going to say it doesn't feel good. It feels good. It's just, again, you're going to have to get used to a slower pace of gameplay, but it does it really, really well. It's very reliable. It doesn't feel like it's going to start spinning and just dig. I mean, if you keep it in standard low, you're good to go. Standard low range, diff lock on, you're good. So now it's time to do the dips obstacle. And the dips obstacle is always fun in, you know, new vehicles that you've never tried it in before. And I think this thing is probably not going to have any issues at all because it's got a really tall tire, a really tall lift, and, you know, the approach and departure angles are pretty good. They're not perfect, but they're pretty good. So I think we won't run into any trouble, but I still need to check it out and find out. We'll do it in low plus at like half to 3/4 throttle most of the way. So far, it's having a real easy time. I've always sort of seen the Patrol as the Jeep XJ of the rest of the world, you know? It always just felt like it was in that same spirit and always kind of had that same sort of attitude. It's very much a throw it at the terrain and see what happens kind of vehicle. And it usually ends up, you know, victorious. Not bad. Not bad. Now, while we're here, engine 2, highway box. We've got a 6-speed now. I really want to see what this thing will do off of the jump. Now, the jump has kind of become a bit of a staple of my test videos, and there were a couple of videos where you guys know that I didn't do it, and 3/4 of the comment section was, why didn't you jump it? Where was the jump? And I was like, you know what? That's a lot more of a staple of these tests than I think I realized, and so now I'm like, I'm always, you know, completely certain to keep that, you know, that bridge jump as part of the video. We will have to go into first-person view going down the first part of the bridge because the camera does like to get a little glitchy on the bridge, and I wish they would fix that, but it seems like it's just kind of a side effect of the way the game works. Getting down there, there's 6th gear. It's pretty fast. It should clear the... not quite. It almost cleared the barrels. Not two of them out, though. Not too bad. I mean, again, I'm pretty impressed with the performance of this thing, and I'm also pretty impressed with the balance of it, because I think a lot of people... I see people sometimes have that complaint of like, oh, these mods aren't balanced, they're overpowered, blah, blah, blah. If you're somebody that feels like most mods are overpowered, I feel like you won't feel like this one is. I feel like this one will definitely be a mod that you can, you know, bring into your game and not necessarily feel like it's ruining the balance. Now, then again, I'm not the type of person that feels like mods ruin the balance of the game. I just feel like the mods are there for fun, and, you know, in terms of, like, campaign stuff, I have separate playthroughs for all vanilla trucks and you know, a campaign playthrough with modded trucks as well. So I have a campaign playthrough where I feel like I can appreciate the balance of the stock vehicles in the stock game, and another one where I have fun with mods and roleplay with mods. So I feel like there's a way to do it without affecting the balance of the game at all, really. All that quick winch wants to do is winch to the nearest weak link, and in that case, that being that freaking, you know, sapling. Oh, God. Yep, she's going over. Will she end up back on her wheels, though? No, she will not. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, that's a bitter end, isn't it? Oh, that's awful. I feel as though that is quite bad. And that might be where we'll have to end this test. But if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure you leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys next time.